All right, welcome back. It's been a while. Had internet issues, but we're back anyway. So you guys are heading to bed for the night in this little clearing in the wooded area. Frederica has flowers. Francesca has beehive. Ezekiel has food that, after 7 different iterations, tastes slightly different. Maybe. But just so you know, you're going to have to do all of this again in the morning because the food does go bad after 24 hours, so you're going to have to recast the spell. Anyways. Who's taking the first watch?
I'll do it.
Oh, okay. Fred's up with the first watch.
Sure, I'll do it too, and I'll just hang out. You know, I can do my 4 hours whenever.
Yeah. All right. So Frederica and Francesca. Everybody else. Get some rest. Could you two make a perception check, please?
One moment, my internet is also down, so I'm trying to
Oh.
get my computer on my fucking hotspot. Yeah, I have really bad internet here, so.
It's alright. You and those 12s today.
I think I meant to be a 21, but
Ah, got it. You rolled a natural
Yeah, you're
21.
looking at it wrong.
Sorry, I'm a little dyslexic.
I got a 5, so I hope there's
Ooh.
nothing scary out there.
There's nothing.
I'm really
You're
distracted by
you're really obsessed with your beehive right there. So there is a lot less visibility than where the places that you had been making camp for the previous few nights. This small clearing, only maybe about 30 feet across. So with 13 of you there, people are nestled up right on where the tree line in the woods continues, some just inside of it if they've, like some members of Chimera, reclined against trees as they nod off. The sound of the woods, like I said, nocturnal creatures, owls, insects. Nothing sounds out of place, nothing seems out of place. You guys don't pick up on anything. From your perspective, it's a fairly quiet, normal watch.
So, do you know any other languages or can speak anything else?
I have not tried because it does not seem necessary, but perhaps something could spark it in me. I mean, I recognized your tongue earlier as a little something. It sounded like a language that maybe I would recognize, but not really. I feel as though maybe I only know one.
And then Fred will speak in tree language. No, it's tree language for
That
everyone.
sounds
Sorry.
That sounds very pretty. It's very nice to the ears.
Well, maybe you would understand, and then she's gonna speak now in Elvish. You understand me now? Flowers are really pretty. I'm a little hungry.
You hear a little bit of a difference, but to your ear, they sound very similar. You know, they have that
Yeah.
sort of elvish dialect, the soft, flowy
Little
way that it works.
fey. Yeah, all the fun fey stuff. Influencing. Have you spoken to the trees for long? You seem very familiar with them.
Hmm. It's an interesting, and she still speaks. Well, she swapped back to Sylvan, aka Tree Talk.
I'm smiling and nodding to the best of my ability, like, yeah, girl, slay. you say those words that I don't understand.
Well, I think for as long as I could remember, I kind of speak to trees, as weird as that sounds, or I used to. That's kind of really most of the only company I had back then, sort of, other than my sisters. But in regards to that, yeah, I picked up a few languages, but that was probably the only thing I was decent at. And then she realizes that she's speaking a different language and she swaps back to common. Yeah, I just really love nature, you know? It's a good way to vent your emotions to another one. But I would say that the trees taught me how to speak that language, and then I picked up the other one through my studies. Technically, I picked up both. Anyways, 3? Did any of it sound familiar to you? Maybe a little bit?
Uh, it kind of all sounds like the same, but it's very interesting to listen to. Maybe I'll pick it up as you say as we go. I don't know if languages is really my field.
Oh, just a moment, and Fred's gonna go, I guess, to our area, and then come back with a flower wreath, with whatever she could find around the area.
Mhm.
And she doesn't really say anything, but she just kind of holds it out towards Francesca.
And I'll like look at it and then like look at the one on her head, and I'll just like kind of very gently place it and put it on my head.
Is it
Thank
like a
you.
crown or
I
a
think
wreath?
that
Oh, sorry.
even
Would
if
it fit
it's
more
not
like a
a
necklace around your neck, or is it
yeah,
like a is
true.
it meant to fit her head?
Did you measure it properly, friend?
Yeah. Well, what was the intention? Like, because you said wreath, I'm not sure. Were you going like for like the crown type thing, like reciprocating that, or was it more
Yeah,
like
we'll do
Christmas wreath type thing?
maybe the next time. Maybe when I find bigger flowers.
When we get to a snowy area.
Yeah, there you go.
So we'll do, like a kind of, that can go around what I assume to be her
All
helmet.
right. So this is just a flower crown.
Um,
Yeah.
did you learn do this on your own recently, or? Well, again, it's out of habit to know your memory.
Yes, I guess I kind of just had nothing better to do with my hands, and I figured why not make something out of the flowers you have collected, you know? I have lots of time over the night while you all sleep, so I whittled it away somehow.
I think it took me a bit to learn, but I eventually got it. I'm not quite the best at it yet, but keep an eye out on flowers, and then maybe we can make more for the future, more for the others.
That sounds good to me. By the way, do you have like a journal or some things that I can use? I would like to start note taking on my new project.
Frederica's gonna go through like her little satchel, pull out like weeds and flowers, and some twigs, maybe like rag, and a crumpled up piece of paper that she's probably had that has like some smudges on it because she has written certain letters.
Yeah. An old shopping list.
Yes, exactly. Bread crossed out.
Bread. Bread crossed out. Done.
Tofu.
One item shopping list.
I don't know. I don't think I have anything to write with, but I have this. You can hold on to it.
Sure. I don't have anything else, so thank you. This will do something, right?
This will do something.
I'll see if maybe I can find a pen in the morning. I don't know. Not a pen,
scorch a little bit of twig, use some charcoal.
Yeah. And then I'll just kind of like awkwardly like hold the piece of paper in my hands and just kind of like look around and try not to make eye contact while I'm like keeping watch.
She's feeling awkward and she's like, maybe I should just go to bed now. Maybe it's time for my watch to end. Frederica's gonna get up and she's just gonna go back towards her side. But she does pause for a moment. And she'll say in Sylvan, my sister taught me, and then she'll continue off.
Alright.
More gibberish.
You guys turn over the watch to the next one or two, but it's mostly uneventful. The next morning comes. Ezekiel, you providing food again? Lose Austin.
Where's the
Did he
water
fall asleep?
boy?
Oh
Did he
no,
fall
we
asleep?
lost
Somebody
the
tell him to
Austin.
fetch my Gatorade.
Time for
Wake up,
Ezekiel,
wake
maybe?
up.
Oh, he's muted.
Nightmare,
Maybe
nightmare,
he's-
nightmare.
Oh, he's muted?
Yeah, maybe
Who
some
muted him?
hack.
Spring.
Why did he mute?
Oh, I think he's maybe he
Oh,
forgot he's
wait,
muted.
hello?
Oh, what? Wait, what?
What? Just yeah, okay. So Ezekiel makes food, water, just like he did the previous day, and you guys continue. The slight uphill trudge as the sun is rising. Now, probably about more than halfway through, according to the map. If you keep up this pace, your journey to Concordia.
I will
As
be
you-
looking for flowers like Fred told me along the way. I'm looking for
Okay.
flowers, as Fred told me.
Sure, go to make a perception check. As
Cool.
you guys make your way up continue your way up this, guess, kind of like a very slightly sloped hill.
13.
Alright, you find
gimme,
some
gimme.
flowers occasionally.
Hey,
And
I'll
just
take
picking them
some.
up.
That's better
Yeah.
than none.
It is.
All right, thanks, boss. I'm picking flowers as we go.
Gotcha. You get a good amount. Do you have what do you have? Like a backpack? A set, just a normal bag that you're just stuffing stuff into?
I got a body.
I got a body. Yeah, just
What?
how full is your body? Have we got like what are you like? What do you think? Knee, waist? Like how? What are we at right now?
Right now, I'm kind of just like picking them and like putting them in like the crevices of my armor. Like I'm kind of like adorning myself.
Gotcha.
You know? Like that's how I'm
Not
starting. 'Cause
like
they're not like
just
I don't
stuffing
wanna
it down the
crush them.
visor. Got it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to crush them and I don't want to lose them in my armor. But like I've got like my weird like kind
Just
of
take
like,
off your
mesh
greaves.
skin, my like
Okay.
weird metal. Yeah, I'm shoving them in my crevices. I'm not gonna explain too much on what that means, but
Yeah, please don't. All right.
No.
So,
Not at all.
like take off your leg. Like, oh man, it must be in my other
shake
leg.
out the weeds.
Yeah, shake out.
Uh,
Just a prosthetic everything. So, you overhear some conversation. You know, kind of normal stuff. People still in Chimera Group. They're still speculating what's going on, what might happen. Wondering, do you think that the rider we met a couple days ago has made it to Concordia by now? What do you think he found? No, only one way to find out. You have to keep going. It's been nicely quiet so far. Kaya, I did, like I do every day. No response from Sunla.
Yeah, that reminds me. A suggestion. Have you tried?
Sorry,
Delta.
what was that?
Have you tried to use the stone again?
Not since yesterday, no.
Just curious. What'll happen when you use it again?
Perhaps a continuation to the whole story. Let's see. He'll hold up the stone and speak into it. Again, suggestion. Finding, tempting, speaking through the stone, finding any bit of trouble over there, wherever you may be, you would potentially know. Let me know.
He spoke again. Why were you ignoring me for so long? Horse, you have a name? Suggestion? You have a silly name, Horsey. Are you
Horse,
stuck in
horse.
there? Should I get you out?
Oh my god. Tell the child, yes, you are stuck in the horse. Please do it for me.
This is talking through the stone. Are you stuck in the stone?
Oh
You
my
guys are
god.
stuck.
I'm not
Yo, what kind of
scared.
nightmare core is
funny-
this, bro? Like,
A funny little idea for tomorrow, maybe.
You imagine that whoever has the stone right now is just continuing to talk to it throughout the day, but
Same as yesterday, though. I mean,
or
if
whatever this
these
is, if it is the person holding the stone.
right, if this if this stone looks any similar to this one, I suppose I can see how someone mistake a Kirin for a horse.
yeah, but I don't know. It's just weird. How you keep hearing
The-
that?
The communications don't seem to be um tampered with, more like the stones themselves. In some way, perhaps it's fallen into the hands of someone who's lost their minds in the Bloodlands. Just a thought, after all.
Yeah, that definitely tracks. Because you're hearing the same voice, so it's not random. Just in somebody's hands, that maybe the wrong person's hands, or like you said, someone that's gone insane.
Well,
I
let's
hope.
see. Tomorrow, I'll see if I can get them to let me know where they are.
I just hope the hell's it ain't with Soonlar that's answering.
It surely doesn't sound like him. Although I wouldn't put it past devil or demon magic to be able to turn him into some form of mad child, I suppose.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either at this point with what we've seen.
As the sun continues to rise, the first amongst you and Chimera group begin to crest the gentle rise that you had been walking up the past, probably day at this point. There's a slight breeze at your back, and there has been since you'd started walking, barely noticeable, but nice enough on the back of your necks to cool you guys down. As you get to the point where you begin to crest and get to the top of this point of elevation, you can feel the strain off of your legs as you're no longer walking slightly uphill. The wind shifts almost suddenly from being at your back to meeting you head on. A scent catches, some of you more keen, some of your senses of smell more keen than others. The smell of scorched wildflowers. As you continue and you begin to see the path ahead begin to descend, you look down below into a shallow valley where it seems a conflict seems to have happened. The ground is churned and broken, scattered with blackened craters and looks to be remnants of weapons, though no bodies to be seen. The ground below, it's still a couple 100 feet away or more, seems to be dotted with unnatural colors. Not the typical forest floor browns and greens that you would expect. The road itself almost completely vanishes as it reaches this area where it seemed like something has definitely happened. And beyond, or partway through this, presumably battlefield, is what it looks like. You've been on plenty yourselves to recognize the after effects of a struggle. Is this sheer wall of brambles and thorns. You don't know how long it extends for because you're still in a wooded area, but it does seem to be in the path that you would have to walk. Kaya, the gold dragonborn of Chimera group, speaks to the dwarf. Is that on your map, Dorrigan? No, I don't believe so. Do you think our messenger friend rode his way through this?
Wait, did something happen to the audio? Is it me?
I don't know. No,
Did I
no
hear
one's
it?
talking, but no, I
Yeah,
can hear
I
you.
didn't. Okay, I didn't hear the last thing you said.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah.
Uh, so that was the dwarf speaking, saying, "It's not." He's wondering if, you know, did you think our rider friend made his way through this?
I mean, it's possible that he would have made it through this. I mean, on horseback, he may have gone through this before it was even as bad as it is now.
Could I fly up and try to see to the other side of the wall?
All right. Go to make a perception check, Persephone.
Also, what about the ground? Is there like any markings that there's like horse treadings or anything going into the direction we came from? Any other signs of like, I guess on the ground?
Directly where you are now. You guys are not in the area yet. You're looking down on it from a few hundred feet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a few hundred feet away.
Mm.
It's just the first sighting of it.
That was a 16.
16. Beyond the bramble wall, which does make its way towards the canopy of the trees that it's stretched between, you notice that the tree line seems to get denser, thicker. You can't see through most of the canopy. You occasionally get glimpses of the woodland floor below, but beyond the wall, it seems to get thicker, denser than where you currently are and the woods that you have been traveling.
Okay. My only thought was it might be protecting, shielding the area beyond it, but maybe it's shielding the area that we're in. So I was trying to see if I could see anything as to whether or not this wall is useful, whatever, maybe whatever its purpose, but can't really see much. It's very dense on the other side.
Did you see anything that indicated that we could go through it or around it anywhere? I'm not sure if you.
Well, I could get rid of it, possibly. Could try to, anyway, maybe. But I don't know what its purpose is. I don't.
I mean, we could definitely try to take a closer look and maybe try to figure it out.
Yes, that sounds like probably the best idea at this point.
Nilo speaks to the rest of Chimera. Beyond guard. Seems like we're going down there. He nods and you see Chimera group rearranging themselves into sort of marching order that they seem to have not really rehearsed, but they know where they're supposed to be. They go in a sort of 2x2 file with spreading out a little bit as they advance. Dorgan the dwarf goes up ahead, scouting in front of everyone else. They begin their descent towards this shallow valley with the signs of conflict in it. As you all continue as well. Or did you want to do something before continuing?
Oh, no. You done.
Okay. As you get closer and details begin to come into view, that bramble wall that you had seen definitely seems natural on its face. The strange colors that you saw dotting the land, you can see are actually plants, flowers, other flora, vividly colored plants and mushrooms that are blooming and sprouting alongside blackened, thorny vines that pulse faintly, and you can see have seem to be emitting some great heat. It's this very contrast. They have those like heat waves or shrouding them. As the sun just crests over the horizon, you can see it bathing the current area with its early morning light. The patches of grass that avoided being singed, burned, or otherwise trampled and destroyed glisten with dew in colors that no natural light should produce. It's definitely almost ethereal. As you go, the scent of burning wildfires, the smell of brimstone mingled with honey and decay, an odd combination of visual and olfactory stimuli. You notice some birds flying overhead, or at least heading towards the area, and the V-shaped group of birds veers sharply to avoid this area, and they end up flying behind you and around. Frederica, could you make a survival check as you want to look for horse tracks?
I'm sorry, what kind of check?
Survival.
Okay, I don't know why I was doubting. I was like,
Horse tracks. Stealth.
been it.
Sneak up on those tracks. They'll never see you coming. Woo! That's a number you can roll. How?
I did 20 plus.
Wow.
Yeah, survival
Yeah.
god.
You do see a set of horse tracks that are making their way towards the brambled wall. Since you rolled so well, it does look like these tracks treaded over other things that have scarred the land. So whatever made these tracks came after what had happened here. They ride up to the bramble wall, and looks like by the tracks just go straight through it. You see the periodicity of the tracks of the hoof prints of the horse, and it looks like mid gallop it would have ridden right through the brambles. Interestingly enough, or oddly enough, you do see other prints that look like, horse tracks, hoof prints that aren't this straight line, that seem a little bit older, a little bit more faded, but they're more erratic in the area, almost like they're moving without any certain destination. You can see the occasional sporadic hoof print in the dirt that has been faded for a while now, nowhere near as fresh as the one that goes straight from the path that you were on down towards the bramble wall and then further in.
Um, Guess I would point it out to the rest of the group. But so hold on. So except for that one that went straight down the path we came from, they're all sporadic. You said.
Yeah,
Like, they're all,
you don't
kinda-
like
oh,
hard
okay,
to
well.
tell how many there are. There could be one or
Mm.
more of other horse tracks, or maybe it's the same, but it doesn't seem like it's the same because of how recent they seem. Like the ones that you had spotted immediately, the more heavy indented ones, the ones that haven't started to erode or be like back to level forest floor evenness, are the ones that went straight on. The other ones seem to be like horses that were ridden to be a part of this conflict, it seems.
So it went directly through, somehow. So maybe this isn't as it appears to be.
Yeah, maybe some type of illusion.
Well,
Um,
I could
Oh.
try to go through. I mean, you know, like hovering slightly above the ground so I won't fall if it's some sort of, pit below us.
pretty good idea. I mean, I guess in the meantime, I could try to detect if this is magical in nature. Although I think it's obvious that it is, but I'm gonna start ritually casting detect magic.
Okay. So that's gonna take a while. Anyone else?
Can I just go about what I said I was going to do? Maybe shield my face with my arms as I go towards the wall and see if I collide with it.
Okay.
Expecting,
Yeah.
I
to
throw something.
No, she's just gently walking towards the wall of vines and brambles, and it is solid. You discover doesn't take too much investigative skills to realize that.
Hmm. But
Ooh.
you said it does look like the horse tracks went through, or it looks like it went. Is that what you said? Like,
The horse tracks are leading directly up to the wall. You can't tell if there are horse tracks on the other side of the wall.
oh, okay.
could I again try to be, go now that we're parallel, right up against the wall, fly up and see over the wall?
Okay. You fly up. You look over the wall. It looks like a continuation of the woods. Looking at the horse tracks that you had seen that went through the wall and going to look where you would expect them to be on the other side, you see them continue. You're not sure if it's because of the tree coverage or something else, but the way that the sunlight hits the forest floor and the light that is bathing the area on the other side of the bramble wall seems odd. It seems off. It doesn't match what you're seeing on your side. There's also some oddities on your side as well.
But no visible sign of a door. This is crazy.
Yet no door on the natural wall of vines and thorns. You're right, no door.
Can't believe it. Not
In
a
a way,
doorknob.
Isn't
What
it
if-
no
still
door.
just a door?
It's
True.
still a door.
No.
Knock on the bramble.
You take 1 point of piercing damage.
What if you hold the sending stone up close to it or against it?
Odd idea, but I suppose.
Well, I was just thinking maybe it's some sort of safety mechanism that's wardens can get past. Doesn't hurt to try, I guess. Just
It doesn't hurt to try.
the dark.
Or unless it
No.
does. You've activated my trap card.
For me,
So, Ezekiel,
Um,
going to kind of call down to him. Do you have any fire? You know, magic fire might be needed to get through this.
Well, if you so choose.
I guess I can.
I didn't want
Worst.
to come out and be hasty. I know last time I did that, I was talking about madness of throwing a fireball at the bonfire. Which I point out was a joke. But yes, I can certainly do this.
Alright, what are you casting?
How? I don't know. I'm thinking burning hands.
At what
I
level?
want to be. Yeah. You know what? Interesting one. Flaming sphere. 2nd level.
Okay.
I never get to use this one, and it's just a ball of fire. So this
Sure.
one should be interesting.
Easy enough. So, with the ball of flames, the sphere that you cast and control, you take a minute, and it takes a while for the bramble wall to start actually catching. It doesn't seem like it's dry brambles. It seems like this plant life that makes up this wall is, well, alive, not dry. So it takes some time to burn through. But once it starts, you manage to get through, raising and lowering the sphere to create a walkable path through the bramble wall, which is about maybe 5 or 6 feet thick. But you managed to do it. Like a doorway size. There's your door.
genius.
Perfect. You can't have door problems if you just burn through the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
As you
hallway.
As you push through the last bit and clear it off so that you can see in front of you, you also, Ezekiel, realize, well, first it seems like it's due to your flaming sphere, the odd lighting, but once you turn the spell off, once you stop your concentration, you notice that the other side of this bramble wall does seem to have a different lighting about it than where you had just come from. And you're standing in that small tunnel that you had just made, looking back and forth, and it almost feels like your eyes are playing tricks on you. There's a rustling of leaves on the breeze. And you almost feel like, as you listen to that rustling of leaves and you glance back and forth between the difference between what's in front of you, what's behind you, it almost feels like that passage that you had just created is slowly shrinking. Nearly imperceptible. Pretty much imperceptible. It's almost like it's a trick of the mind. Maybe it is. Maybe you're just getting a little claustrophobic. But through all that, almost like an auditory illusion, through the rustling of the leaves and the breeze that is coming from the direction of further into the woods, you hear a faint laughter, childlike and distant, dancing on the edge of your hearing. Anytime that you think you hear it, you try to focus, hone in on it, but once you try to hone in on it, it's gone and fades into the sound of the breeze.
Does it sound familiar?
You didn't hear it.
Oh, damn.
Um, you know, maybe it's just me. Maybe being in the vines or playing with my mind. I'm very not comfortable being here, guys. You know, yeah, maybe we turn back around. Maybe we don't go further. Maybe no.
Steel yourself, boy of hell.
Yeah, maybe we just go push forward. Yeah,
Asta.
let's pick
Yeah,
up the pace.
yeah, all right. Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone else hear the laughter? So is that just me? I need
What
to
in the
make sure I'm not
hell
having
are you
another
talking?
panic attack.
I
You
didn't hear
don't hear
anything.
that?
Are you
No.
claustrophobic? You should probably keep pushing through. I'm not. I don't
Wait.
hear anything.
Listen. I'm just gonna like stand there looking down at the ground trying to hear.
I try to listen.
Intently.
Yeah.
You listen intently, and all you can hear is a slight breeze coming past your ears and the sound of a thick wooded forest and the breeze going through its leaves. The sway and creak of branches and the rustling of leaves. That's it.
Smelled too many incense in your morning prayers,
Was that a
Mr.
whispered,
Kirin?
maybe a whispered word? No, just the breeze.
Man, I try and help as much as I can. No, I didn't sniff too much incense.
There is something strange. I mean, from one side of the wall to the other, when I was looking down at it, it looked strange. But I don't know what it is. The light is weird, and it does make me uneasy.
I'm wildly uncomfortable right now, so at least someone else is seeing it. Oh no, like, eh,
Do you remember your perception check, Persephone? Did I have you make one?
Yes, it was 16.
Okay. So, how high up would you have gone? Just enough to see over the wall? More or less? What?
More. I would have wanted to see a
Hmm.
pretty good vantage of the area, to try to
Alright.
make a determination of what's.
So there is it is an area, it seems. An avoidable area. In fact, it would definitely add time to your travel to go around and not through. But it's not like this is like a line that you're crossing. It does seem like it has a radius to it, a fairly large one, but not impossible to circumvent.
What's the status on my detect magicus?
10 minutes, right?
Yeah, if it's ritually.
Yeah.
I don't know, 10 minutes passed.
Well, he cleared out the stuff in a minute, so I'd say you're still part way through there.
Well, we could go around, but it's troubling that the horse tracks lead in, because that would mean our messenger, carrying whatever he was carrying, went this way. But it's not impossible to go around it, as far as I can tell. So we have choices. We have a choice.
um, around, please.
Um, Could I use magic awareness as well?
What's that? Is that just are you?
Until the
What's the
end
magic
of
awareness?
location of any spell or magic item with 60 feet that
Okay.
isn't behind total
Gotcha.
coverage. Hurry up, dig
So
the,
is
dig
that
the wall
basically
faster.
detect magic, or
It's better detect
Yeah.
magic, I think.
better detect magic?
That's true. I'm sorry. When you said
Yeah.
this, I was like,
Yeah.
Hey, at least you'll get to know the
So I
skill
like
of
what you were
magic.
doing there, Bishop. How about I do it instead?
What a beast.
Presence of magic. No, because yours is spells. If any, actually, you
yeah,
don't
spell
sense
or magic
anything.
items,
Like,
so not
yeah,
spell.
you get like everything that you would expect to see
no.
on your friends, all their magic items, but really nothing else. However, Bishop, when yours finishes, detect magic just detects magic, not specifically spells or magic items. So there is a faint aura of magic that's around things around you. The plants don't seem natural. Those vibrantly colored flowers, mushrooms, even the uh, tendril-like uh, thorny vines, the blackened ones that are snaking around the battlefield area that you can feel now that you all are amidst it, are emitting heat. That seems like as you get within a few feet, you can feel it, so it would probably be pretty hot to the touch, almost burning. A mist clings to the wall, but doesn't seem to be emanating from the wall itself. It seems to be emanating from beyond. In fact, Ezekiel, who's still near or in that tunnel he created, you see around his ankles this blue mist that you hadn't seen before that's slowly rolling out from further into the woods beyond the tunnel he had created.
And apart from, I know since I'm sensing all the weirdy, magicy stuff, am I able to sense like what kind of magical thing it is, like in nature, or like does it feel like it's an illusion? Does it feel like it's something harmful, or I don't know how to explain it.
You don't pick up on any specific school. If anything, it doesn't seem like, well, it's not a spell,
Oh shit. Okay, fuck. It just is.
basically.
Okay. And Zeke is the only one that sees this weird mist in front of him.
No, you are the only one that sees that weird mist, actually.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
there's
sees the weird mist. Okay. Um, and the walls are hot to the touch, almost burning.
Not the walls. There's these tendrils that are like on the battlefield that's around you guys. There's these thorny vines that are blackened and emitting heat that are snaking between these vibrantly colored plants and flowers and other things. It's this strange, unnatural mixture of colors, scents, the sound, the smell of char and burning alongside sweet and honey scents.
Something ain't right here. It just feels like everything. It's just magic coming from everywhere. I can't really tell what it is, but it definitely don't feel right. I get the feeling if we push forward, it ain't gonna be anything good.
all right. So now that your magic has confirmed what I was feeling at first, can we leave? I don't particularly want to steel my nerves against some vine.
Yeah, it's coming off everything. It's like the force is alive, and I think I want to find out what's gonna happen to us if we venture forward in there. Maybe we should look for a way around.
Chimera stands around and You can see they're debating the same thing. It probably makes most sense to do that, to find a way around. However, as Persephone said, our rider, with whatever message they made, or what they carried, seems like they decided to go through. Who knows when or if this was even here as they rode, but I'm not sure what to make of all of this. I have not seen much like it, though. That scent, the foul, acrid smell, is not entirely unfamiliar.
Well, how does it smell like to you? What's familiar about it?
It's that brimstone, a scent of fiends. Is it not familiar to you? I mean, the other, almost sickening like a perfume, that I can't place. Yeah, that is certainly odd, maybe even more off-putting than the scent of the fiends. If only because I don't know what it is.
I try really hard to smell and like really focus on it because maybe just the sensory overload wasn't like allowing me to notice it right away. Do I smell what he's saying?
Yeah,
We
you
know what he's
guys
saying?
smell. Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried before. It's the strain, the mixture of um, like brimstone mingled and mixed with the scent of honey and decay. They're very overlapping, almost as competing smells.
You know, what happened in Silver Lake was plants. I mean, it was fiends, but it was plant fiends, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that this is both, plant-like in nature and also fiendish.
You think whatever took root in Silver Lake is doing it again here?
Oh, this is different, but I was saying, since such a thing exists, this isn't out of the realm of possibility, you know, for whatever that's worth.
I was on the side of just ignoring this and going around, but if what happened in Silver Lake could start again here, or even something similar to it, if not exactly, shouldn't we at least take a look? I mean, it's not the Bloodlands, it's not where we were planning on going, it's not Concordia. But I mean, what, we're just going to leave this
Bishop, this is
unattended?
Sorry, Bishop, this is kind of important. Is whatever that was around Ezekiel's feet, is it everywhere in the tunnel, or is it filling the tunnel now? Is it around us already? Like, was it around us, or is it just coming through the tunnel?
It seemed like it was coming through the tunnel and emanating from it.
It's so it was coming like through the tunnel, like the magic, you could see it, like the entire the woodland floor beyond the tunnel was coated in this light blue fog, the same kind of shroud that you see around items in magic when you are using detect magic was more of a mist around the forest floor. It did permeate through the wall a bit, but it didn't continue. It sort of petered out, tapered out as it went through the tunnel.
Okay,
It
so
didn't extend
we
far past the wall at all.
broke the containment wall, which is perfect, right? Just what everybody wants to be doing about these things. It was being contained. We broke the it's out now. I mean, it's not a giant hole, but probably need to either solve whatever this is or close it back up somehow.
It seems like it's not all the way through. It's like it's trying to make its way through.
I can take a look. The gold dragonborn, she steps forward and casts Detect Magic. It is as you described, Bishop. Though it does not seem to be around us here. It seems like whatever magic is going on in there is maybe not contained by the wall, but contained to it. This seems to be the perimeter. At least as far as I can see, she says, looking in either direction.
Yeah, so I really don't know what's gonna happen if we move forward. I mean, it could be something like Silver Lake, but if it's something like that, I don't think we want to go rashly exposing ourselves to that, whatever it may be.
Perhaps I can just take a look. 5, 10 minutes in, see what I can see, and then come right back.
I'm not sure you want to be out there that long.
Fine, I'll go a minute or so. Is that alright?
Or should we tie something to you in case you get stuck or something and we need to pull you out?
I mean, I don't know what you're expecting to happen there, but
I don't know what
sure.
to expect either. I feel like we should prepare for the worst, should we not? Weird stuff is happening, you never know.
Not. Alright, well. Fine by me,
Alright.
I guess.
I'll look around and hope that someone else has rope, because I can't volunteer an item I don't possess.
I do have rope.
I know I have rope.
Like someone around here's got rope, it's fine.
I don't know how much rope I actually have.
Well, like how far is 5
Oh, I have
minutes
40 feet
into
of
the,
rope.
you know? Yeah, that's plenty, right? Maybe? Oh.
How big is the tunnel as far as we can see? Like
Yeah,
how
was
long
this
till
a
you get
stupid
through? Like how many
The
suggestion?
feet?
macroeconomics.
Like 6 feet.
Like 6 feet? Okay, well, I guess
Yeah.
that gives them 30, like 32. I mean,
Yeah!
6 feet, like 34 feet of leeway,
This
right?
might have
Like,
been a dumb idea anyway. Maybe he won't need the rope. I'm just worried, okay? You know?
Could also light it on fire. I mean, what?
Okay, maybe
probably just takes a
maybe
few
not the
feet to tie it
fire.
around them, and then he still got probably like 30 feet, like where he could just over 30 feet after the 30 feet after the tunnel. All right, let's just tell him.
Mm.
All right, I got some rope. I can volunteer. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to be overly cautious.
Alright, well. I mean, I kind of want to get a look of what we can't see just looking through it here. So, I won't go beyond the extent of the rope. But I might want to go a bit to the left or right, see what I can see.
I mean, if anybody
'Cause-
else wants to volunteer rope, I mean, I
I'll
got 40
just
feet.
go with
Well,
you.
I
it's
have some
fine.
rope. Yeah.
I'll just go with. In that way, if anything happens, we can. There's 2 of us, and it'll be fine. I'm sure.
He nods. Why not? Seems a bit overly cautious, if you ask me, but whatever makes you. Whatever puts your minds at ease.
I wouldn't ask somebody to go in here, if I'm not willing to go myself. So that's about the end of that.
So, Dorgan and Persephone are going in. After you guys hook them both up with, what, like 30, 40 feet of rope each around their waist? Or like a harness?
Yeah, but, I mean, I only have the 40 feet. Oh,
I've got like
Alright.
2
Fred has
things of rope,
2.
and the rope that automatically ties itself, whatever magic rope. So
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah.
Alright, well. How far in we going? I guess to the end of the rope. You want to take the left or the right? Because, like I said, I want to see a bit more than what we can see just looking through here now. If there is anything else to see anyway.
Oh, whichever you prefer. I'll do the order.
Sure. So, after Dorgan and Persephone get hitted with the rope, like harness around their waists, under, over their arms, securely snug, Dorgan, with his crossbow out, begins to walk through the tunnel. You behind him, Persephone. The corners of your eyes, the edges of your peripheral vision, it almost feels like the tunnel is closing in on you. And as it feels like it's about to crush you, you glance over at the side of the wall and it's no different than it was before. You shake that off the 6 feet. Seems like it takes a little bit longer than it should, but eventually you are on the other side. You guys watch as Dorgan and Persephone get to the other side. The way that they move, it's almost like you're watching them through a little bit of a shroud, like a translucent sort of sheet. Same for you if you decide to look back, Persephone. The area that you're in now smells different, it feels different, the temperature is different, the lighting is different. Instead of the early morning that you just were, the colors here are bathed in amaranths and oranges of, like, as if you were on the other side of the world almost. Dorgan looks over to the left and the right, and then guess I'll start heading this way, he says as he begins to head off in one direction.
Right, I'll go. This way then.
Alright, we don't have much rope, so it won't be a long journey. Persephone, you head off in one direction, Dorgan in the other, and you guys lose visual. The tunnel that Ezekiel made was fairly narrow, but you feel the rope go through your hands, and they still have quite a bit of slack. Maybe about 20 feet of rope later, you feel the movement stop on Persephone's rope. Chimera, you notice Dorgan's rope has also stopped. Stays that way for 30 seconds, a minute.
Is it like at the end of the rope, or is there still like spare rope left?
There's still slack, yeah.
Interesting.
Seems like they just stopped walking. Approximately the same time. Persephone maybe a little bit after Dorgan.
I'll give Persephone's a little tug and see if she like tugs back.
Alright, so it takes you a while to get to the where you can actually like tug on it.
Yeah, I want to use like cave diver cues and just like give the little like a
Ah,
two tug
yes.
pull and be like, "You good? You need me to yank you out, buddy? Are your feet stuck?"
Alright. Persephone, as you're walking, you get maybe 10, 15 feet, and almost immediately you feel like a tug. Like, it seems like they're paranoid about you or something. Like they're tugging on your rope.
That's weird. I'm gonna kind of call it to dog. Hey, did they pull on your rope too? Are you okay?
I'm fine. What are they? I didn't feel one. No. I mean, we've barely made it 20 feet. What are they freaking out over? Maybe give them a tug back or just keep going.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess I'll try to pull the rope through again because it would take some time to try to get it on my end so that... Or is it tight now? I don't know. Try
It's
to
tight
tug.
now because that's
Yeah.
the only way that you would feel a tug is if it's taut.
Yeah, so I'll just kind of pull back once.
All right. So, like, pretty much, a short amount of time after. So, Francesca, you gave it a tug, and a minute passes, 2 minutes pass, no response.
I kind of like look at everyone else. I'm like, should we pull her back? She hasn't moved.
Chimera looks over at you, and they seem to be getting. They share a glance and start to pull on Dorgan's rope until it's taut and give it a couple tugs. You notice the rope, as it's tight, is angled, bent around the corner of this tunnel, kind of fraying a bit. Not too much. It's a pretty sturdy rope, but it's definitely going around the corner of the bramble wall.
Did agree on it being maybe like a minute or two, right? I mean, a little bit. Maybe they're still searching, but
I mean, there's not much that they can search for if it's if they're at the end of their rope. They're just looking around. They've been doing that for about 5 minutes now.
yeah, we should try to pull them back.
Can I yell into the tunnel?
Sure. So you just shout out towards them in the tunnel.
Yeah. Persephone!
Persephone!
Yeah.
Persephone!
Making weird noises.
No immediate response.
I yell louder. Hello!
No immediate response.
All right, let's start pulling back.
Let's do that. And they start pulling Dorgan back. Are you guys pulling Persephone back?
Yep,
Duh.
I am. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Persephone, you had gotten to the point where they had pulled your rope tight. You responded by pulling back. You hear a couple, like, quick chirping sounds, and then you are being pulled back through the tunnel. You notice Dorgan is as well, and he kind of... You guys have to move and run to avoid being tugged into the bramble wall itself, as you are being pulled through at crazy speed. Like, probably Frederica giving it her strongest is what it feels like. But soon enough, the two of you are pulled through nearly shoulder to shoulder to the other side. The hell is wrong with you guys?
Was that really necessary? I mean, that was really... It hurts. Like, what?
I
What's
thought we
wrong with
agreed
you?
on a minute.
You were in there for longer than a minute and you stopped moving, so we kind of got a bit worried about you.
Dorgan looks at Persephone with a raised eyebrow, confused look.
You also weren't responding.
Yeah,
Did you
it's
hear
like
the
you couldn't
weird-
hear us.
You didn't responding to what?
We were calling out to you from the tunnel.
Those weird
Well-
chirping noises just before you started to yank really hard and pull me back out.
We're only in there for maybe half a minute. 45 seconds at most.
Not
Wait,
on our end, you
hold on.
weren't.
Hold on. So
That was way more than a minute. And I look at everyone else like I'm like, am I crazy?
no, good. Have y'all heard of some sort of? Is time different in there? Like, is that a thing? I mean, it must be a thing.
Yeah.
Definitely more than a minute.
Yeah.
If not that, then maybe some kind of... You said it was shrouded in magic. Maybe something illusory that would make one's perception.
Yeah. Maybe their perception of time is being messed with in there. Either that or time moves slower in there than out here. Either way,
Is-
Either way, it's a good thing we tied rope to you, or we might have lost you for hours.
Yeah.
Dorgan nods and he gets to his feet, dusts off his trousers, and looks back towards the tunnel. The odd, abnormal lighting kind of making its way, casting shadows into the tunnel about halfway, not quite reaching across to where you are now. And as him and Persephone kind of try to wrap their heads around this strange experience that they had just had.
Hey, wait a minute. You said you heard chirping, right? The noises?
Chirping or squeaks, something like that, like a mouse, perhaps.
Okay, so now this might sound crazy, but if Red yelled Persephone and it was really, really quick, it might sound like a squeak, right? So
No.
the sound, the sound was being sped up as it went through the tunnel. I think, like, you get what I mean, right? For us, it's in normal time. For them,
Well-
it's faster
Well,
somehow.
you being really violent with the rope when you were pulling me back out, because that's how it felt to me. Like it was super fast and very rough.
I mean, were we even pulling that hard? I don't.
I was
Uh,
assisting, but I was not putting my back into it, I would say.
I was putting my back into it, to be honest. I was worried.
That explains it, I guess.
Maybe the rope thing is different, but it all sounds so odd. Like I don't know.
If our guy did ride into there, and well, he might still be in there.
I would say that message is lost. I mean, if we were really in there for several minutes and it really seemed like a few seconds to us, I have no idea how we would get through that.
Yeah, I don't think we should even try to. I think we should cut our losses here and try to go around. It's just
A soft sound, like a child humming or singing to themselves, draws your attention towards the tunnel. And as soon as your attention goes towards it, it fades into the rustling of leaves on the breeze, followed by an uncanny silence, and that is where we'll leave for the night.
ooh, spoopy.
Suggestion. I mean, hard to say. It's a childlike voice. Familiar, sure. Identical, hard to say.
Ooh.
Anyways, sorry for the interruption in the middle there, but that'll be it.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for joining.
session. Yeah.